Welcome, everyone, to another edition of False Nine here on the Kendall Sports Network. I am Byron Garcia, your host, with my boy here, Mark Gonzalez. How are you today?
I'm good, man. How's it going over there?
Going well so far. The first hints of what could possibly be as we get one of those fake cold fronts that won't quite make it down to Miami today.
I feel you.
It's going to be great weather up here, so I can't really complain.
I don't know. It's hot as shit and raining over here.
Yes, well, it rained earlier here, but um, you know, kind of like what Inter Miami had on their parade, just washed out completely of the League's Cup.
hmm
So, last we spoke, we had two games on the docket:
hmm
Toronto and Columbus. Although I'm not sure if we knew Columbus um, was going to be the opponent just yet.
No.
Okay, so we knew we had a game. We just didn't know if it was going to be Columbus, and that game now has a lot of implications in terms of availability for certain players. But let's get
Yeah.
into it. Uh, Inter Miami versus Toronto. CF or
Last FC
F?
last Thursday.
Yes,
I actually went to the game.
yes. No,
Um,
we saw that. We had in the group chat we had Mark giving us field level pictures into the group chat.
yeah. Not a lot of people, which I'm not surprised by, given the Leagues Cup ordeal that is with Inter Miami. But that's not for us to get into right now. Let's dive into the game and get to it.
In all fairness, though, it's a Thursday
Yeah,
in
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 Fort
Miami.
Lauderdale. Fort
I mean,
Lauderdale.
yeah,
It's not
I mean
my.
it's a Thursday in South Florida,
Yeah, I mean, you have a point, but I don't know. I'm just.
and
They could
listen,
have handled it
a
better.
lot of the fan supporter groups boycotted the League's Cup.
They said they would, but then they got incentives from the club, and they were there.
The game was free.
They gave away, yeah, it was, but people were already selling their tickets.
Okay, to that point, I believe I saw. I want to say it was IMCF Traveler that he dispelled that notion. According to him, and he put a screenshot of his tickets.
hmm
Um, the sell feature on your account was
They started limiting it.
no, they
You were
graded out.
well, you were able to in the beginning, but I'm pretty
Okay,
sure they started grading out or grading it out as the game approached.
okay, yeah, he was. And I mean, from what I've seen, this guy's just terrible. Um,
He's
Daniel's
very
just
he's got very strong opinions on very certain
he's just
subjects.
terrible. Um, Everything I've seen is just terrible from him. I'm just gonna leave it at that. He was complaining about people selling, and then it just everything he always comes out and says is quickly dispelled as fiction.
Yeah, but I'm ready
So
to
yeah,
talk Toronto.
Toronto.
I mean, honestly, the lineup. I mean, we got to see Diego Gomez back.
Hmm.
So Suarez starts that game. Matias Rojas starts that game. Gressel starts that game. Redondo and Busquets. Granted, a midfield that didn't work in the past, but Tata went and rolled it out, and we had a goal in 3 minutes.
Hmm.
And
Yes, I saw that.
I want to talk about how difficult that was to half volley it and keep it that low from that angle and drive it away from the keeper as Rojas did. Rojas has done an absolutely sublime job, a fantastic job of just coming in and being a creator, giving us goals, giving us the production to an extent that Messi was giving us. You know, not the same amount of goals per game, not the same, but we are he's done his
Staying
job.
afloat.
We're staying afloat. He's done his job. He was brought in here to help us create, score goals, and that's what we've done. But, as I was watching that game, Toronto's really bad defensively, like really, really, really bad defensively. Like I said, we had a goal in the first 3 minutes, and then we had a second goal in the 11th minute. I mean, and Jordi Alba was the contributor on both of them for the
Yeah,
assist.
I was gonna say that was the Jordi Alba uh,
Four goals, four hat
crazy
tricks.
assist game.
Yes, yes, he's been a delight to watch, and he makes the same run off the left shoulder, off the outside shoulder of the right back, and Busquets plays him every single time. Toronto just really has no back line, and Diego Gomez finishes the second one, and then Suarez finishes the third. So we have 3 goals in 20 minutes, but we also gave up a penalty in the 15th. Cello tried to play the ball to the back, got caught up in his feet, fouled the guy, penalty. Insignia, world class player, slots it home. So we're up 3-1, and then we get caught up, and they break out in transition, and it's a 3v2, and Martinez has to foul. He's in on net, he has to foul. He fouls, it's first given a yellow. Me and my friend thought it was a red. Referee hears the decision in his ear, takes back the yellow, certainly gives a red. So at that point, we're playing a man down. This is a shot outside the box. So at this point, we're in murky water. We have a two goal lead, I would say. Toronto,
2 goal
if
lead,
they
but it feels like we're hanging on by a thread.
quickly, just because of the red card and just where the dangerous position of the free kick. Um, but in goes Sergio Busquets, the center back. Excuse me, and we hold on for a bit, and then a couple minutes later, towards the end of the half, um, Jordi Alba gives up a penalty, sliding in the box. Once you go down, the rule is you either get the ball or you better not touch the guy. But if you go down in the box, you have to win the ball. He did not win the ball. He clipped the guy. Clear penalty. Insignia scores 3-2 going into the half. So I'm like, oh crap. We need a defensive mid. We need defensive presence in the midfield now that Busquets is out, and this is how it's going to happen. Surely enough, Yannick Bright comes on and plays a six. So from there, we're playing to not lose already in the first 5 minutes of the second half. We don't want to give them anything dangerous in the first 5 minutes, and we're able to find a fourth goal by Matias Rojas, a layoff pass from Jordi Alba at the top of the 18, I would say. It looks like Messi shooting it, slots it to the right of the keeper, and keeper can't do anything about it. So we're up 4-2 now. And I say, okay, we're gonna see this game out. Um, I mean, I was, this game had everything in it. Um, in the 79th minute, uh, 20 minutes after Matias Rojas scores, Rojas probably scored around the hour mark. I would want to say around the 60th minute, 15 into he scored around 15 minutes into the second half. They scored around 20 something, 20 minutes. Own goal by Noah Allen, who was brought in um, to play defense. So at this point, we're just trying to see the game out.
So they say.
So they say, but Toronto did have more possession. Being a man down, we're just trying to hold off, and we did. So at this point, we're advanced to the quarterfinals of the Leagues Cup, beating Toronto 4-3.
Okay, something I want to say.
Talk to me.
Yannick Bright.
Yep,
I don't know when the switch got turned on, but he looks like a
uh,
nasty,
he's a
just
real good number 6.
just he's just everything Gregory was. He's just an asshole on the field, and I
He's
love to see it.
he's
It's
he's not scared to go into a challenge. He's not scared to man mark the best player.
it's like he
He's
blossomed and came out of that shell that we saw early in the preseason, and as he started getting
playing
minutes,
time. Mhm.
yes, it he just became. it felt like more swirly every game he played. And these last two games, I've just seen a guy where I'm just like, yo, but who's, oh Lord,
Yeah,
just great to see.
yeah, and he's gonna be probably a very, very important player for a good amount of time here, and we need to keep him. I mean, he's the key to our midfield, I'm gonna say. He's the key to giving Busquets the freedom to find passes, to take on more attacking positioning, to allow Diego Gomez to play the 8 role he does, and just give the back line someone in front of them that if they need to play him, they can play him. If they need to put in a tackle, he's gonna do it. So that's where his role is, and he's thriving. So credit to him.
Yeah, and listen, it's been what, 5 games, 4 games since we got back, since we got the players back from Copa America. Four,
July 14th was the or I want to say around there was the Copa America final. We've had them. I want to say yeah. Well, remember we lost players to Olympics.
right? But I'm okay. So where I'm going with this is Messi.
Yeah.
We lost him in Copa America,
Mm-hmm.
so it's been about 4 or 5 games, yes, and then
Yes.
another what it was like 3, 4 maybe during Copa America where we didn't have him.
We haven't had Messi for close to 2 months.
Right, so it's about 8, 9 games, something like that, right?
Yeah. We went 7-1, 6-1 because he was Copa America and then he got injured. So that's already seven. He's probably missed 10 to 11 games.
Okay, we lost Matias Rojas for a bit of that too, but
Yeah.
credit to this team that they did not fall to mid-table form just because Messi was out. They've been able to maintain, and Suarez was out too. They've been able to maintain top table form through through that through
No,
that
yeah.
stretch. It's
And
been
a
part
lot
of the
of
media.
people, yeah, a lot of people would have picked us to fall to the mid-table without Messi, without Suarez, without Rojas. But this is one of the few times that I will give credit to Tata outside of, molding this team together with Chris Henderson and things like that. But the coaching staff has instilled, like I said a couple last week, I believe that the will to never, give in, to give up, to play every game. The 90th minute, 90 minutes. You have world class players that have played bigger moments than any of these guys might ever play. You've had guys in World Cups,
Champions League game.
Messi, Suarez. Yeah, it's the numerous amounts of games that these guys have that the big name players have played is just they know what needs to be done in order to win games without certain players, and they take it upon themselves to do it, and then that just trickulates down through the team.
Yeah, it's been fun to see. It's been good. It's a good feeling to go into a game and not look at the starting lineup, see 2 guys missing, and go, "Well, that's a loss. This team sucks." Um, it's been fun to see. Okay, these guys are out. Okay, we still got this. There's
Yep.
a scrappiness to the Messi-less team. Yeah, I said that right.
Hmm.
That wasn't there before. Where I feel like that first half a year, it became almost what a lot of that Argentina game, the Argentina national team used to be,
Hmm.
where it was, oh my God, Messi's on our team. Give him the ball. He'll do something.
Hmm.
And there was a lot of that at the beginning, and then it became okay. Now we don't even have to use Messi all the time. Now we can give the ball to Messi. He'll put us into positions. If we make the runs, he'll give us the ball.
Yeah.
It's been almost like an evolution of Messi taught these guys how to play, and now these guys have learned how to play without Messi.
Well, yeah, I think it's just them understanding and just being around the Messi, the Suarez, Busquets, Alba, those type of guys every day and learning what runs to make, when to make them, knowing that they can play any pass at any given time. It just, they got to be in the right spot. and the pass will be there. They got to be in the right spot, make a tackle. They have help. Delay for defenders and stuff like that. So the communication, the will to just play freely, just trust in your teammates is the biggest thing, and that's why this team has succeeded.
Right. So the second game was that Columbus game.
Yep.
Weird, weird day, weird. Uh,
Tuesday, yeah, a random Tuesday.
yeah, it just, I don't know. It felt weird.
Hmm.
Um, in Columbus, um, that stadium, that crowd was. I mean, it's why they call it the Fortress. That part of the country really, really loves their soccer.
They do.
Um, Team USA plays their big games, and it's been tough for everybody to win there. Um, so my Inter Miami goes in there. It's completely a road game, and they
Yeah,
they stare the gun barrel in the face and get to work.
yeah. You're right. Uh, we go into that game very hostile environment. Um, Columbus, we beat them the last time. They visited us 2-1 without Messi. So it's one of those games that they kind of want to get that game. It's a Leagues Cup game. There's higher stakes, and then Tata rolls out the five back.
as
And
Tata as Tata would, it's like he finds the perfect. Like I feel like he trolls with this type of lineup.
I don't know. I mean, at first I was like, "What is he doing? Like, why are we doing this? Why are we reverting to this?" I really didn't understand. But then I saw it play out, and I was like, "Okay, um, maybe this might be able to work because we force Cucho Hernandez wide. He does not like to play wide. He's a central forward striker. He likes to be on the ball. He likes to receive those through balls and run in on net. He was not doing that the first half. Diego Rossi was, in and off on the ball, off the ball, on the ball, off the ball. He likes to be on the ball. He likes to make those runs. He likes to connect with Cucho. But they weren't able to do that. And Inter Miami found the first goal. Diego Gomez, being the pest that he is, high pressing, knocking the
Yes.
ball off, wins it in the box and finds Matias Rojas once again for an Inter Miami goal. So we go up 1-0, and I'm like, oh god, like we're here. So it's always good to get the first goal on the road, especially against that team. And we kind of held on that first half. They really didn't have as many chances as I thought they would going up against the five back. We did a pretty good job, I must say. Noah Allen got the start in that center back position. He played pretty good. And then, the second half's a different story.
Yes. I think we were up 2-0. Um
No, we went up 1-0, and then halftime comes. Well, yes, we were up 2-0 in the game, but the halftime subs made by Wilfred Nancy changed the game. Bringing on Matan, bringing on Mo Farsi, and bringing on Ramirez changed the game completely.
right. So yeah, so I was going to this. We go up to get 2-0, right? In
Hmm.
terms of just the game.
Yeah,
Um and he is I always have trouble with his name, but the Columbus coach is
we, yeah.
one of the best. Wilfred, I know, but I feel bad calling him by his first name. Um,
Nancy,
what is it?
Nancy's Wilfred Nancy.
Nancy. Okay, so there you go. So Nancy does what he does. He's one of the best coaches in the MLS.
Hmm.
His team won the the cup last year.
Hmm.
They beat a really good LAFC team.
Hmm.
Um, he does what he's supposed to do. He puts his team in a position to win, adjusts on the fly, and is able to make certain tweaks.
Yeah,
Uh, 2-0 is a game that you would feel pretty good in terms of, okay, we're in a good spot. You love to say this. we should be able to see the game out. But
It's 2-0 is
that's
the most dangerous lead in soccer, and at away, I could feel the tide turning right after Diego Gomez scored that beautiful goal off Luis Suarez and him linking up. Man, before we go anywhere else, I'm gonna miss Diego Gomez. I'm gonna say it. He's turned into one of my favorite players on this team. But I digress. 2-0, you should see the game out. It's the most dangerous lead away against a team that just made subs and is really attacking and has found something against a five back is very, very difficult.
yeah. Listen, you're not the only one who feels that way, though.
Hmm.
I'm sure a lot of Inter Miami fans feel that um, Diego Gomez might be their favorite player, Messi aside, of course. So I understand you. I feel you on that one.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, he's going to Brighton in the winter, and we're gonna really miss him to replace that role.
Yeah, and okay. So what I saw was a Columbus team that, man, they just wanted it more.
Yeah, I mean, they found that first goal with Christian Ramirez, their sub, and they were able to find another one 2 minutes later. I mean, and this goes to Chelo. This is on Chelo. He had a very bad game. He's been out of form the last 3 weeks, I would say. He just lost Diego Gomez, Diego Rossi in the back post, and right there it's 2-0. It's 2-2 in the blink of an eye.
Yes, and it's almost it was eye popping, almost like you got punched in the mouth. Um,
But yeah, in a way, but I could totally see it coming. We did not have, we needed fresh legs. Redondo and Gomez needed a break, needed to come off at some point. Bright needed to come on sooner. Um, Russell a little bit sooner, Taylor sooner. So this game, like you said, Wilfred Nancy made those changes. Tata unfortunately did not make the changes necessary to put us in a position to win. So this is he got out coached.
right, and it's sad to say because although Wilfred Nancy is was in the conversation for the U.S. men's national team,
Hmm.
in terms of globally, Tata is what's the word I'm looking for is a more world renowned, a
Is a
more
better name, a more known name.
yes, he's got cachet, he's got
I
panache
mean, he is,
globally.
yeah, his run with the Mexican national team was trash, and
Yes,
so we can't ask Mexican fans about that.
but
His
he
stint
won
in
a couple of
Barcelona. No, in terms of name, Tata Martino holds more weight just on the name,
mm-hmm.
but in when it gets down to the nitty gritty, the X's and O's as we call it, the adjustments, the minor tactical changes, it's Wilfred Nancy just got it all right.
Yeah,
Um, he was able to get Hernandez and Rossi on the ball more against a five back against put numbers in the midfield against us. Like that's our weakness when we play a five back. The numbers in the midfield, um, the stretch they stretched us out and they played in transition against us, and that's what eventually got it to their second and third goals. So it just Tata need to switch out of that five back at some point, put more numbers in the midfield, play one solo striker in Suarez, and you sit back for a 2-0 lead and you hold it.
right, and it's and not to say that Tata's done a bad job with it in Miami. I think he's done a phenomenal job, but
Done
it's
a
almost
good
like,
job.
huh?
I think he's done a good job. I mean, I get people are frustrated, but I always ask in my head, you fire him, who are you going to bring in realistically?
No, and I'm with you. That's what I'm saying.
Name me a coach that's going to come into Inter Miami right now on that's available.
Right, no, and I'm with you, and what where I'm getting at is, um, I think he's done a good job. There's just times where it almost feels like he doesn't make it to the stadium. It's almost like brain farts. but instead of moments, it's brain games. I don't know if that makes any sense. Every once
You
in a
know,
while, he'll mail one in, and you're like, "What happened?"
yeah, I agree. It's you know who I get like that with at times, and it's a sport that I follow religiously. I played it. I know X's and O's about it. Is Eric Spoelstra. There's sometimes he does things with his substitutions and leaves out guys too long and does this for this guy, and I start questioning it. Like, why now? What's the reason? Like, why is Tata not making the subs now? Why is Tata not, I can see it from my living room or my computer or wherever I'm watching the game. The game is changing. You need fresh legs. These guys are running on empty fumes. We need fresh legs. We need a Robert Taylor, a Alfonso, Julian Grosso a little bit sooner. Someone to dictate, to stop them rushing the midfield. Someone to help defensively. Because, at that point, when you're down 2-0, what is what is Columbus going to do? They're going to throw everything at you and they're going to go
Of
full
course.
on attack.
Hmm.
You bring in Campana to relieve Suarez. I'm sorry. If Suarez wants the goal, that's fine. That I get it. Striker is frustrated. He could have had his goal. He decided to cut back for no reason. It's on
Yes,
him.
that was. He took a second touch for no reason.
He just needs to shoot that first time. He's one of the greatest strikers of all time.
I'm
Shoot it
with you.
first
I'm
time,
just,
bro. Shoot
he
it
took
first
the
time.
second touch, and it ate him up. It ate
You
him up.
can't take a second touch inside the 6 yard, inside the 18 with four defenders around you. You shoot it first time. You never know if it's a handball, if it gets ricocheted, and what happens. Shoot the
It
ball.
was a great pass. There's
I
no
bet
reason for him.
I bet you he goes back and watches it and shoots it 10 out of 10 times in his head.
Mhm. Yeah,
But we know we can't play what if this and that because we had another chance at the end of the game that didn't go in. Kramaski I'm pretty sure had the chance. I mean, so we end up losing that game, but it's a game that we should have won realistically. Like that's a game we should have won, hands
right.
down.
No, and that's why I said it. It kind of rained on the parade because if you win this game,
Hmm.
I feel like they get a little bit of the Tua treatment. Um, Here, our boy Skrilla said, "We lost because of Tata. Nancy made three changes. Tata, yes, and that's been one of
That's
Thank you for the comments,
I think
Skrilla.
it's been like an ongoing thing already. Tata really doesn't adapt at times to games. There's games that he gets it right. There's
Hmm.
games that he gets it wrong. I mean, it's been the thing the whole season. He got it right in the 6 wins that we had again without Messi. Unfortunately, he got it wrong against Monterrey away, and he got it wrong against Columbus away.
I feel like he almost outthinks himself at times.
Yeah, I
You know,
mean,
where he
Mike.
gets a little too cocky for his own good and
Yeah,
reverts
he's.
back to
I
I'm
just yeah,
the genius kind of guy.
but you got to read the game. The game is changing. Tide is going into Columbus's favor. They have all the momentum already tied 2-2. You got to make a change. You got to bring in fresh legs to alleviate the midfield and everything else.
Yeah, Campana came in what 80, 80,
Yeah, at the end, towards the
80
end,
something,
88 maybe,
88 I think it was.
and
Yeah.
got so
No, I mean I texted you. I'm like, I don't think we have a goal in this. I don't. I think
we
we're dead.
we almost did.
Yeah. Yes. No. But like you said, Suarez ate himself up.
I mean,
But I didn't think we had the gas for it.
that's the never that's the thing that I told you we don't we play the 90 minutes until the last whistle. We scored last minute winners this year with Campana. Um, we're dangerous on a counter attack. We have Busquets playing the ball in, Jordi Alba playing the ball in, Gressel playing the ball in. You put it inside the box, anything can happen.
Hmm.
So really unfortunate not to win that game. At first it's a Leagues Cup game to me. Okay, but I don't. We had it in the hand. We had it in our hands. I didn't want to lose that one.
No. Yeah. And I mentioned to you, it's a League's Cup game. Okay, whatever. But this is a team that most likely you're going to see in the playoffs.
Hmm.
This is a team that was playing with a purpose. And in games where you're facing a quality team playing with a purpose, I think that they they had the opportunity to show themselves and say, "Hey, listen, without Messi, we're still for real." And I feel like they made an early statement and then kind of got lost. Skrilla says, "I'm scared for the rest of the season." They asked him after the game if the season was a failure if we don't win the MLS Cup, and he said he doesn't see it that way, and it's not a winning mentality.
I mean,
What are your thoughts on
it's a failure if we don't win a trophy. If we don't win the MLS Cup, it's a failure. We have the best roster in the MLS. No reason not to. You're going into the game Sunday or the game next week against Cincinnati with a 5 point lead on them with even amount of games. Um, you get
that?
first place. If you get first place, you get home advantage throughout the playoffs, supporter shield, all that stuff. You need to win.
And there, well, okay, so for that game, because we didn't make it to the end of the League's Cup, we will be without Suarez. Messi is injured, so it doesn't matter, but he would have also missed the game.
Is Suarez getting suspended for that game against Cincinnati because of the not doing the All Star?
Correct.
This is why the MLS will never be anything close to a relevant league, in my opinion. What are you doing,
And the coach is also suspended that game.
Pat Noonan? Oh yeah, that's right. They lost 4-2 to Philadelphia.
Hmm.
What do you like? The MLS is such a joke, man. My God. Jesus Christ, bro. Don Garber, get a grip, bro.
It's a clown show.
Don
It's more like,
Garber.
I feel like it's a lot like TikTok, built for likes and views, not
Jesus
built to be
Christ.
anything credible.
Whatever. Um, like I said, if we see that team, like I told you, if we see that team in the playoffs, talk about Columbus, Messi, Hector Martinez should be back.
Yeah.
It'll be and let me address that thing, the saying, oh, it's not a winning mentality if you know what that whatever it does add pressure to a team. I can tell you that because once in a similar situation, Klopp came out and said that he was retiring in the middle of the season, that it would be his final season from Liverpool, and Liverpool were in first place. They did not look like the same team after that. They were burnt out. They lost all confidence. They wanted to do everything for him, and they ended up losing everything. They ended up with one trophy, the Carabao Cup, and got humiliated during the league, humiliated during Europa Cup against Atalanta, and that was it. You don't want to add any pressure to a team of outside noise. You want them to play as they've been playing, which is fine. So whatever. But the true sentiment of the statement, if they don't win a trophy, it's not a failure. I disagree with that part. If they don't win a trophy, it is a failure.
Skrilla says they asked him why he didn't make changes. He said he was in control and we didn't
Yeah,
need changes.
like I said, we saw me and Tatas, we saw different games. It's just what it is. There's nothing we can go back on it now. Like I said, who are you gonna hire if you fire him? Go ahead, you can tell me because I
Here's
have no one.
no, I agree. And here's what I would say to Skrilla with Skrilla. There's a certain culture, there's a certain makeup that there is, you know what? Our goal is always to win. And I feel like that's what Skrilla wanted to hear. Our there isn't this season is a failure if we don't win. No, no, no. Every season we don't win is a failure. There's a culture, a makeup, a build that needs to be instilled from the top up, from the academies to the first team. If we don't win, we're not satisfied.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like that's what he wanted to see. I understand that what Skrilla meant is, hey, it's 1-1. Don't worry about
Oh,
beating Uruguay. It's 1-1. It's that loser mentality that I guess is a thorn in the side of Skrilla. And I'll be honest, I agree.
okay. I mean,
And then correct me if I'm wrong, Skrilla. Hit us up on X at KSN Sportsnet, Instagram, whichever your favorite social media platform is. You can hit us up there if you feel differently. Um, Next week we will be back. No game to preview this week. But next week we will be previewing Cincinnati
Yep.
and the Suarez less, Messi less, Noonan less uh, game that is massively important at the top of the league.
Yeah, I agree. It'll be a fun game. I mean, bro, there's no chance Messi plays that game. Um, I would I wish you can appeal Suarez's stupidity of a suspension, but you can't, unfortunately, because Don Garber is the worst commissioner ever.
Read that out loud
Yeah.
for us, Mark.
If he doesn't win the trophy, it's a big failure. He's got the best roster to me, and he doesn't use it. I mean, I don't know if he doesn't use the best roster. I mean, he definitely does use it. It's just he doesn't use his subs correctly. Um,
Yes.
that's the part where I'm gonna say he doesn't. I can see why. Okay, I can see why Skrilla said he doesn't use the roster to the. I guess he wants to say he doesn't use the roster to the full capability. It from top down. So I agree with that. Yes. Um, yeah, he's got the best roster. He's got the best subs. He's got the best players. Win a trophy. It's that simple. So yeah, I agree 100%.
I like this comment because it's something we've talked about before.
Yeah, J-Lo's had a bad run of games for the last 3 or 4. He started out decent, nothing crazy, did his job, but the last 3 or 4 games, he's been really out of form. And Frey came in when he played, and he was a like a bat out of hell. He's down the right side, defending, putting in crosses, scoring goals, winning tackles, able to play the ball to the midfield, passing. So yeah, I agree that Frey should be our starting right back for the the time going forward.
And I understand. Sometimes in basketball you gotta let a shooter shoot out of a slump.
Hmm.
But at the same time, he may also need a break. It may be a good time to let Ian Frey start a
Get some
game or
minutes.
two,
Yeah.
just kind of, hey, take a mental break.
Um. I mean, I can just the back the last 2 games. Jello gave up a penalty, and Jello played terrible against Columbus. So that in itself, start Frey against Cincinnati.
No, yeah,
I mean, I mean, to be fair, what does Jello do that Frey can't?
I guess he's a little bit better forward than Frey
No.
is.
Mm, Frey can take on people with his dribbling. I don't know. I mean, we loaned out Jello to the end of the season. Um, so we'll see what happens.
All right, guys. We'll see you guys
Wait,
next week.
wait, you're not gonna mention the biggest news in U.S. soccer history to hit the airways in the last 10 years,
Okay,
maybe
so
history 10 years.
I was going to mention it, but then I said let's do it next Thursday.
No, 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 no. We're
No,
doing it
you want to
today.
do it today?
Oh,
Okay,
I'm doing it 1,000% today.
okay. The only reason I said is because I kind of wanted to see what the lay of the land was going to be. But okay, the big news today was well, it was confirmed today. It was rumored the last couple of days. Um, Pochettini, I think is his name.
Pochettino.
Pochettino, sorry, is your new U.S. men's national team head coach. I feel like Team USA um, strong armed an American citizen and said, "You are going to go by Chelsea, and we're stealing everybody." We stole Emma Hayes and Al Pochettino.
Yeah. Um, I'm excited. He's the most qualified,
The most
achieved,
competent.
decorated coach who maybe, Klinsman's up there with decorated in terms
Bora.
of, accolades. Who?
Bora.
Eh, Pochettino took a Tottenham team to the, UCL final. That
Bora
had
changed. Bora changed this. Bora
You're right.
brought something
You're
different.
right. You're right. You're right. You're right. Borda is up there with Pochettino, Klinsmann. So, but
That's all I want.
this is
Give me my
exciting.
credit.
This is exciting times for U.S. men's soccer. His style of play fits the team. Um,
Tim
he's
Weah sacrificed for everybody.
Oh my God, Tim Weah, dude, I'm gonna get his jersey. First order of action for Pochettino's to lure Luka
Yes,
Kelosho,
yes,
the winger from Burnley. Bring him
yes.
into our camp and start him already, and let's get to it.
Cap tie him.
Cap tie him, bring in Kromowski, uh, future Tottenham player. I saw people were putting in the on X and Twitter, just because the Argentinian connection with Pochettino, and now he's a U.S. men's national coach. If Kanamasi is going to be in the pool for more games, so exciting times.
So yes, I wanted to kind of see the lay of the land, what everything was going to play out. But I guess we
You
sent the
have
beginning
to.
of work today.
I mean, I'm excited.
I
I'm
Yeah,
ready.
it's good coming off what the women did in the Olympics, paired with the head coaching hire for the men's national team. Now, exciting. The only thing needed now is please stop playing Azerbaijan and um, Madagascar during during these
International
windows.
breaks.
Please, yes, please. Can we stop playing the and those in the Kendall area will know. Can we please stop playing Sunset High School and Braddock High School soccer teams during these breaks? Can we bring in real competition to give these guys some form of continuity uh, in in tough games, please?
Hey
Agree?
man, I agree. I agree. Now I feel more confident in playing some of these other teams.
Now you want to see the Germanys, the Brazils.
Mm, I mean, we tied Brazil. Germany, I could see Germany's good.
Mhm.
One team I don't want to see Spain. I really don't want to see France. I don't want to see Colombia right now. But
Colombia's a team that I'd be itching to get my fingers on with this new coach and say, all right, let's go.
give them a little time before we play Colombia, please.
Okay.
We've got some positions that we need to sort out. And I don't want to see Luis Diaz go against Joe Scally anymore or Shaq Moore for the time being.
Okay.
So
But will you say this?
what?
No CONCACAF team should be beating you.
No CONCACAF team should be beating you.
We you're not losing against Panama because what the fuck is that?
Yeah. There's no reason. I mean,
Mexico
your toughest game
right now is
should be
Panama.
no. Your toughest game in a real CONCACAF, all that stuff is Canada. Canada's got mm, the second best roster to us. That can arguably be your toughest game in CONCACAF. No one else. Not a single other team.
Mexico's a raging dumpster fire.
Mexico is lost in its own world. And the Mexican fans, saying, "Oh, Pochettino didn't win anything with Messi, Mbappe, and Neymar. He only had them for one season. He won the French league." Okay, what else? I mean, you guys are stuck in turmoil with your shit coach. Go find out about it.
Yeah, with a fucking 1935 Lamborghini with missing parts and what's it called? Oh my god, the where you go get the car parts from the fucked up cars.
The junkyard?
Yeah, with your junkyard pieces
Yeah,
to the your fucking coach who got demoted, and who they bring in?
I don't know. Some assistant, some random dude. I don't know. I
No, they
don't follow.
demoted. They demoted their coach. I forget his name. Um, they demoted him to an assistant coach. They brought in somebody,
Tell you right
an,
now.
an old head. They
Let's
brought
see.
up an old head. Um, damn it, who was it? Stats and info is on it as we speak.
Javier Aguirre? No.
Yes, yes. They brought in Javier Aguirre to be the coach, and they demoted the coach to be an assistant coach. So there you go, raging dumpster fire. And they
Yep.
said, No, 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 no. Aguirre is just for the World Cup.
Mm-hmm.
You are gonna be the coach after the World Cup.
Mm-hmm. Whatever. I think we get on out of here.
All right, guys. Thank you for joining us this week. We're gonna go ahead and get on out of here. Join us every Thursday. Next Thursday we'll be right back 7 o'clock. Um, watch Monday if you're a Dolphins fan. The Dolphin Chronicles. We should have a special guest, and we'll see you guys next Thursday. Have a good one, guys.